one of the psilocin is different than psilocybin. So the two main alkaloids, which is in varying quantities in different species, one of them is very water soluble, one is very alcohol soluble. So the best way to extract psilocybin, dried psilocybin mushrooms, and make a liquid, I'll just briefly mention how to do it, it's in my book, is you grind it up in a 50-50 menstruum, first of all, and shake it every day for a couple of days. Put it in a heating pad at night, set on low, to warm it up and to extract more of the alkaloid out. And then after 2 days, go ahead and you could, or even 3 days, you could then squeeze out the mushroom, or you could blend it up and keep the mushroom in the jar with your liquid extract, and then add a couple of drops of cinnamon. Add a couple of drops of cinnamon, essential oil, and it smells great, and just helps settle your stomach when you're taking it, because some people can get nauseous taking psilocybin. But with the liquid, I don't find that's true. Really, I see very few people getting having a problem with the liquid, especially if it's got cinnamon in it. The other advantage of that method of making a 50-50 tincture and putting a little essential oil is that you can travel with it without any problem. Because you put it in a dropper bottle, get a black dropper bottle. You don't, because light is the killer of the alkaloids. So put it in a black dropper bottle. You can get them online, and it's got a graduated dropper. Tells you how much liquid you're getting. The dose is typically.
Could you dehydrate that with the alcohol and water?
If you had a rotovap, you can. A rotovac vacuum setup, you could. Because you got to evaporate under alkaloid, because you're heating it, then you're going to get some degradation of the alkaloids. So you want to do it under vacuum. You could drive the alcohol and water out and make a powder under vacuum. But you wouldn't want to do it by boiling it. I wouldn't anyway. And so you got your liquid. Yes, it's got 50% alcohol. You could go down to 25% alcohol, because that's what it takes to preserve it. At least 25% ethanol. Okay, that's what can preserve a tincture long term. So you make it 1 to 5. That's the international standard of a tincture, 1 to 5. 1 part dried herb or mushroom to 5 parts of the menstruum. The menstruum's going to be 50-50, water and alcohol. And then you're going to heating pad, press it out or not, and then you have your liquid. Add some essential oil. It doesn't have to be cinnamon. It could be any essential oil. And then take your black bottle and put a little label on it that says mouthwash, and then you can travel with it, no problem. Put it in your toilet kit.
Psychedelic smell wash.
It's brainwash.
Brainwash.
That's what I did.
Underwear. Your underwear?
A microdose is, and we're going to talk. I'll discuss psilocybin for 10-15 minutes if it's okay. But I'll just say that the microdose is typically 1 milliliter to 2 milliliters of the liquid that I talked about making, 1 to 5 on dried mushroom, or 150 to 250 milligrams of the dried mushroom powder. Now, some people feel it's all the way up to 1 gram is a microdose. I don't feel that way. My sense is, after microdosing for 40 years and harvesting psilocybin, microdosing for 40 years, is that the best range is 150 to about 350, in that range there. That's where it doesn't interfere with your day so much. It doesn't distract you. You can still go about your day with a heightened mood and a better chance of being mindful. It's really well with meditation. And so if I go up to like 400, 500 milligrams, it's going to be distracting. It definitely distracts me. I get, if I'm working or doing something, then I think sticking to below even 300 milligrams is typically the best dose for microdosing.
300 milligrams.
More detail tomorrow.
More detail tomorrow.
Any last question?
Yeah, it's an oyster mushroom. Has